Hello out there, and I'm outside in a little bit of rain and a setting sun that can hardly be seen, but I'm trying to capture the last bits of daylight so I can show you in natural light the modifications done on this Ganzo. Alright, so what this knife is right here is a Ganzo Firebird, number F716. It's a model that just always been attracted to from the first time I saw it. I had it on my list because it really resembles, for me, you know, a number of Benchmade designs, specifically that mini ruckus that I used to have and like so much. All the texturing on the G10 reminds me of that, and just the handle shape as well. So a very cool little knife to be able to get my hands on. And I wasn't intending to do any like great modifications with it, but the G10 was just really not machined very well. The ridges were really deep and they were sharp, just not done all that clean. So I had to take the knife apart and sand it down just for that. And while I did that, I just started working on it. You know, I hit all of the hardware and bronzed it, and that actually came out really well, even though those screws aren't showing up quite as well as they could be. But, you know, got a little bronze there, got some bronze and purple on the pivot and on the axis bar, which is really cool. And then the acid etch was originally supposed to be a 2-layer one, which I do all the time, you know, sort of my go-to now. And instead of doing 2 layers, when this came out, the bead blast finish that was originally on the knife, what was underneath the acid etch just popped, you know, it popped like this, and I really liked it. So I decided to stick with it and not do that second layer, you know. And after the stonewash, as you can see, let's see if I can get that focused. After the stonewash, it just looks pretty cool. All right, one other thing about this is the first Ganzo that I ever saw with a thumb disc, so I bronzed that as well. And then the best bronzing, though, if you can see that, those liners came out really nicely. A Firebird, generally, they stonewash their liners. And so that stonewash gives it a really nice even finish, so it takes the bronzing really well. So yeah, that was definitely a big win for this knife. One other thing, the pocket clip is just a little bit odd. It's connected by this glass breaker. Try to get a little bit of color on that. Not sure how well that worked out, but the pocket clip just acid stonewashed. You can see this side a little bit more color, and some of that pops out a little bit better on this side. So one other thing, so you can see right here, it says PPP. So just in the course of doing this, I decided I wanted to give it to a buddy of mine. And I've been thinking about sending something Patty's way for a long time. And for some reason, I just stuck the letters on it and decided this was going to be the one. So this knife is actually going to head to Patty's Potato Peelers. My buddy, and a lot of our buddies actually, just a great channel. I'll link to it down below, but he's just a guy that I've been following and admiring for a long time. Love his perspective. His point of view is so genuine. And so I, you know, wanted to do something pretty nice for him. And funny thing is, when I finished the knife, I really liked it. I was like, man, I should just keep this one. And then, of course, I saw the 3 Ps and realized, well, it's not really mine anymore. I can't really explain that away. So this one definitely has to go to him. Hopefully he really enjoys it. The one thing that I will say, one of the big opportunities with this is that, you know, the Ps aren't as clean as they could be. Had I done that second layer, that second acid etch, that probably would have been hidden really well. But I think just the contrast of the bead blast versus the first layer is worth the compromise of just those Ps not looking quite perfect. All right, one other thing, one other small blemish, and let's see if I can actually get this on camera. But one other small blemish here is on this clip. Maybe you can see there's just a little difference in shading. Because of the shape of it, it actually was not fully submerged as well as it should be in the acid. And so you can see like this little bit right here didn't etch quite as much as the rest of the clip. So just a blemish, stupid mistake on my part, but I don't know. Hopefully it's not that big of a deal. I don't think it's really noticeable unless you're paying attention to it. So overall, yeah, that is the knife. Just a cool little Ganzo, guys. Yeah, the big takeaway here, I guess, would be number one, that Patty's a really great guy. Check him out. Check out his videos. Just like I said, a really nice point of view. 2, this is a pretty darn good model. The F716. Like I said, a little bit sharp. The machining wasn't really all that great, but just a good user knife. 440C, $15 on Amazon. I know you can get it cheaper on like GearBest and stuff like that, but I just like to use Amazon, and 15 bucks is a hell of a price for this. Yeah, and then number 3, I guess the big takeaway is that, you know, if you have a little bit of time and little bit of practice, you can make a cheap little $15 knife like this, you know, something a little more special, make it your own. So yeah, really happy to be able to do that and send it to my buddy Patty. So yeah, if you're watching this, like I said, Patty, get in touch with me. I need your address, and we'll make that happen. All right, guys, but any other questions, comments, complaints, suggestions, as always, let me know down below. I appreciate it. I look forward to talking with you soon. Have a good one.